But finding that comfortable seated position, go ahead and rock the flesh away from the bottom by rocking side to side, or pull the flesh apart, and then allow yourself to ground down through your sits bones. As you ground down through your sits bones, your comfortable seated position can be an easy seat or Sukhasana. You're also welcome, if you have any issues with your knees or tenderness or tightness in your hips, to sit on something to elevate your body up so that your knees are either in line or lower than those hips. You're also welcome to extend the legs, and when we switch it out, you would just switch out the leg direction, and I'll cue that out. Your other option is long legs, so legs forward or knees bent. Whatever seems appropriate to you, that's where I'd like for you to go this morning. Allowing your hands to rest on your thighs or down to the sides, or maybe even in a small bowl in front of your abdomen. You're going to begin by taking a full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, open mouth side, let that breath go, just release it. A couple more times, inhale through your nose, big belly breath in. Exhale to open mouth side, let that breath go. And that last big cleansing breath in, feeling the belly expand, feeling the diaphragm lift, the chest rise. And then as you exhale, sigh that breath out, releasing the shoulders away from the ears, settling your body into this space. If you'd like, close your eyes. And as you close those eyes, maybe tilt your chin towards your chest. And taking the tongue, licking the lips, sealing them to one another, you'll begin breathing in and out of your nose. This is known as our Ujjayi pranayama, or victorious breath. It sounds like you're creating an ocean or that wave-like sound with your breath. So you'll constrict the back of the throat, and through that constriction, you'll draw that breath back and forth in and out of the nose. This particular style of breathing allows us to warm our bodies up from the internal portion. It also allows our nervous system to feel a little bit more calm and relaxed. If at any point you need to take a cleansing breath, take that big, giant cleansing breath and sigh it out at your own pace. Otherwise, just begin to tune into the sound of your breath. As you tune into the sound of the breath, I encourage you to take a gentle scan from the crown of the head down to the very tips of your toes. Taking your time as you travel from the crown to the toes, you're simply observing. There's no judgment in any way, shape, or form. And then maybe begin to travel in that opposite direction. So from your toes, through the knees, up to the hips, along through the trunk, to the crown of your head, and dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Encourage yourself to set an intention or practice with a dedication or even a personal mantra. Your personal mantra can follow the following 2 words: I am. I am gleeful. I am content. I am strong. I am compassionate. I am me. I am kind. I am at peace. Any of the above will work, or if you have your own personal mantra or affirmation, work energetically with that. Anytime you lose focus or sight of where you're at, or the mind wanders, just bring yourself back to that phrase and to the breath. As you take your next breath in, you'll draw it in fully, absorbing all the goodness that surrounds you and that's within you. And as you exhale, you'll release and sigh that breath out, sending it out into this space. Either keeping those eyes closed or softly fluttering your eyes open as you inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Allow the palms to kiss over your head, and as you exhale, hands come into prayer and at your heart space. On your next breath in, pull those shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, roll your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, release your right palm to that right side of the room. Extend the left fingertips towards that right side. If your neck feels comfortable, maybe you look down towards your right hand, or perhaps you look forward, or you can even spin the chest open, extending that gaze up towards this left thumb instead. Draw the navel in towards the spine, extend the left fingertips even further towards that right edge, taking one more big giant breath in, letting that breath go. On your next inhale, press through that right palm, lift the arm up towards the sky to meet that left one. As you exhale, release your left palm down to that left side, extend and lift the right fingertips towards that left side of the room. All the same variations that I offered, you're welcome to go there, create your own variation if it feels right. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. One more big giant breath in here. And you let that breath go. On your next inhale, press through your left palm, lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, shine your heart up, knit your ribs together as you spread the collarbone across this room from right side to left side. On your inhale, those arms reach up towards the sky. As you exhale, release your right fingertips down and then extend that left hand beyond the right fingertips and then crawl your body towards the top. You might bow down 5 or 6 inches. You may only bow down about 5 or 6 centimeters or even millimeters. Keep the tailbone grounded, maybe wiggle the hips right side to left side. You'll go ahead and take a full breath in, maybe lifting your chest up, pushing the tailbone back, reaching through the crown of the head as the shoulders relax, and then you'll exhale, bow your heart down. Only go as far as your body allows in this very moment and no further. Take another big giant breath here. And let that breath go, melting your body down even lower. As you take your next inhale, press the palms into the earth, lift the heart up, walk your hands towards your shin bones. Let your palms rest at the shin bones. And as you exhale, dome your spine, catted back, chin towards the chest. Inhale, your elbows pull back, your hands slide towards your hips. You take this round like you're taking a simulated cat-cow. Exhale, hands slide to the shin bones, chin to the chest, dome that spine, press out of the body. Inhale, lift the heart up, send that gaze up towards the ceiling if it feels comfy. Last round, exhale, dome your spine, cat it back. Inhale, lift that heart, bringing it up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, release. On your next breath in, you'll switch the way your legs are crossed. Remove the flesh once more by rocking side to side, grounding down through our sits bones, getting those knees nice and comfy. On your next inhale, circle sweep your arms up towards the sky, relax the shoulders away from the ears. And on that exhale, twist open towards your right side, right hand behind you, left hand on your right thigh. Relax the shoulders once more, drop that left one away from the ear, take a big giant breath in, and as you exhale, look over your right shoulder. As you look over that right shoulder, you're wringing from the abdomen, so you're not forcing the chest open, you're wringing through the abdomen. Take 2 big breaths here, letting those breaths go. One more inhale. Let that breath go. Go ahead and leave your left hand exactly where it's at. Extend and reach that right arm up towards the sky. Angle your heart, your arm, and your left shoulder towards that left knee. Extending the body, reach with your fingertips towards that top left corner. Keep that right knee down, keep that left knee down. Take one more big giant breath in. Let that breath go. On your next inhale, leave your left hand where it's at, but reach that right arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, take that right hand to the left leg. Lift the knees up or press the thighs down. 2 different options based on your needs today. Breath in. And as you exhale, take your chin towards your chest, doming your spine to cat it back. Inhale, you'll lift your heart up. You have 2 more. Exhale, taking it back. Inhale, we'll lift it up. And exhale, we'll take it back. On our next breath in, we'll rise up nice and tall. Our arms extend forward. Go ahead and slide this right arm a little further on top of your left arm and then wrap those arms either around your body for a bear hug, where your fingertips grip onto the shoulder blades or the scapulas. Or if you prefer eagle arms, take those arms forward, taking the palms around and over. If you take eagle arms and your fingers are crunched down, see if you can expand energetically. If you need the back of the hands together, that's perfectly fine as well. Whichever you decide on, extend the forearms or the elbows forward, protracting your shoulders, drawing a full breath in, lifting up with that breath in, and as you exhale, bow it down, either elbows to your belly or forearms and elbows down to the ground. On that inhale, use your core, extend and lift those arms back up. Exhale, bowing it back down. Inhale, we lift it up. And exhale, last time we bring it down. Inhale, we extend and lift up, circle, sweep, and release those arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, twist open towards that left side, left hand behind you, right hand on that left thigh. Shoulders roll back down, breath is in fully. And as you exhale, you're looking over the left shoulder, ringing through your belly. Connect your navel towards your spine or place some imaginary marble in your belly. And as you place that imaginary marble in your belly, you're able to connect the core, drawing that breath in, and then exhale, twisting it out, holding the navel intact. One more inhale here, and one last breath out here. Keep your right hand as is. Inhale, extend and lift that left arm up. Release the shoulder and your left fingertips towards that right side of the room, opening up through the left side of your body. You're welcome to gaze down at your right knee, look forward, or even towards your thumb if you prefer. Take one more big giant breath in here. Let that breath go. And then inhale, extend and lift that left arm up. Cross your left hand over towards your right thigh. As you exhale, chin goes towards the chest. You dome that spine back. Inhale, we lift that heart forward. Exhale, you curl it back. Inhale, we lift up. And exhale, we'll dome it back. On our next breath in, we'll rise up, circle sweep those arms. Don't circle sweep those arms. Extend those arms forward. Slide that left arm over slightly towards that right side. Either bear hug once more. I'm taking the modification, or eagle arms if you prefer. So if you're in bear hug, elbows reach forward, or those forearms in that eagle arms reach forward. We draw a breath in. We tilt the chin up. We lock the belly in and exhale. We bring those elbows to our belly, or the elbows and the forearms down to the ground. Use your whole breath as you inhale, lift it all the way up. Exhale, take it down. If you have any issues going on with your neck, do not tilt your chin up. Instead, just bring those elbows parallel to the ground, or maybe just a tiny bit up. Last time we bow down. And then inhale, we'll lift it up. Releasing those arms when you're ready. We'll circle sweep them up towards the sky, and then palms kiss, hands come into prayer and at our heart space. Take this moment for yourself. Big giant breath in. Bowing to you and to your journey. You'll release those hands as well as the breath. Work your way onto all fours by either flipping over the shin bones or uncrossing your legs and working your way onto all fours. As you work your way onto all fours, begin to wiggle your body from the right side of the room to the left side of the room. As you wiggle your body from right side of the room to the left side of the room, just take a quick scan once more, noticing what's going on with the lower portion of the hips as we allowed our spine or our vertebrae to open up right side to left side, front to back, and also in a twirl. Find stillness in this tabletop position or on the all fours. Go ahead and curl the toes under. As you tuck your toes under, send the weight of your body back, not into child's pose, but you're actually stretching the bottom of your feet. Reach back with your right and left hand to anchor the little pinky toe down so that you can spread those toes just a tiny bit more than normal. Walk your hands, if you'd like to, towards the back. The further you shift your hips towards your heels, the more you're going to feel the length through the bottom of your feet. If you've ever suffered from plantar fasciitis or any sensations on the bottom of your feet, you're going to really notice the length here. Take a full breath in. Let that breath go. One more big breath in, letting that breath go. Now, if you'd like, for 2 inhales, you'll inhale the big toes in, stretching the big toes a little bit more, and then you'll exhale, roll the little toes out. Inhale, big toes in. Exhale, little toes out. Last time, inhale, big toes in. Exhale, little toes out, and then inhale. Roll the toes in, walk your hands forward, float both your right and left foot off the mat, and trace a few circles with your ankles or pop your toes if you need to. You can even pitter pat your feet on top of the mat. When you're ready, return back into that tabletop position. Lift your left wrist off the mat and just trace a few circles to get a little bit of synovial fluid or movement through that joint. Since we are going to be upside down part of the class, you definitely want to warm up the wrist. Take the palm, place it back down to the mat, lift that opposite palm up. Circles with that right or your left wrist, whichever one you decided to lift first, and then place that palm back down. As you stack on all fours, curl your toes under, pull the shoulders back, navel is intact. Inhale, the belly drops down, retract the shoulders, lift the heart up. As you exhale, tops of your feet onto the mat, dome your spine, protract the body out. Inhale, cow pose, or the belly goes down and the chin lifts up. Exhale, dome your spine to cat it up. And one last round, inhale, cow pose. Use your breath to move at all times. Exhale, doming that spine, catting it up. On your next breath in, neutralize the body. As we neutralize the body, we'll bring our knees close to one another. Tuck your right toes under. Inhale, extend that left leg towards the back of the room. If your hip opened up, drop that hip down and instead take that right hand, pull that right hip into place. Stay here if this feels fine, or place that right palm down or extend that right hand forward. Draw a breath in as you flex the toes. And as you exhale, tuck your elbow and your knee in towards midline. Inhale, long reach, flexing the toes. Exhale, shorten it up. Inhale, extend the body long. And last time, exhale, tuck it in. On our next breath in, we'll extend the arm and the leg. We'll release that right palm down to the mat. Slide the left toes behind the right leg. Exhale, squeeze the thighs looking over your right shoulder. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go. Shoulders relax. One more. Take another breath in and let that breath go. On your next inhale, begin to look towards the top of the mat. Slide your left foot directly behind you, keeping the toes hooked. Send your right foot out towards the right edge of your mat, hooking it to the right edge, and then inhale, come into your side plank. As you come into side plank on your knee, extend and lift the left fingertips up nice and high. Gaze is anywhere from the ground up towards the ceiling. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, extend and take the left fingertips towards the top of your mat or the short edge of the mat. Gaze once more anywhere you'd like. Reach through the crown of the head. One more inhale here. One last exhale here. On your next breath in, extend and lift your arm up towards the ceiling. Lift and float that left leg off the earth. If it's accessible to you today, curl this left heel towards your body. Reach back, grab your ankle. If it's not, leave the foot down and place the hand on your hip. Any variation that feels right for you. Cinch the shoulder blades together, spread the collarbone wide, take your navel, holding onto that marble for engagement of core. Take a full breath in, engage the pelvic floor muscle, engage the perineum muscle for the gentleman. Take another big giant breath in, letting that breath go. On your next inhale, release, extend the arm and the leg, and as you exhale, blade of your foot releases, circle sweep that left hand around, hook the toes back towards the front, lift that left leg a few circles with your left knee in one direction and then the opposite direction. Return your knee down to the mat. As you return your knee down to the mat, tuck the right toes under, extend and float, tuck the left toes under, extend and float your right leg towards the back of the room. Take a full breath in here, letting that breath go. If you'd like to extend that left arm out, take it out. Otherwise, leave it on the mat. One breath in, and then exhale. Tuck the elbow and the knee in towards your midline. Inhale, long reach. Exhale, nice and tight like a roly-poly. Inhale, extend it long. And then exhale, bring it all back in. On your next breath in, reaching long. If your palm is floating, bring that left hand down. Sliding those right toes behind that left leg, squeeze the thighs, exhale the breath and look over the shoulder. Take a full breath in here. Squeeze those thighs even greater. Let that breath go, sending your right hip towards that right side. On your next inhale, look to the top of your mat. Slide your right foot directly behind you. Hook the left toes to the left edge. Start to open your heart and take that side plank as you extend and reach your right arm up. Your shoulders are in line, so if you've extended your arm way beyond its capacity, extend it directly up. Take a full breath in here. And as you exhale, extend and reach this right palm towards the top end of the mat. Your gaze is anywhere it feels appropriate for you. One more inhale here. And another exhale here. On the next breath in, right arm goes up, right leg floats up. Right heel curls towards the glute. We reach back if we're able to, and we hook our hand around the ankle. Feel your heart opening up. Feel your shoulder blades come together. Feel your navel engage. Take one more big giant breath in here. Press and feel strong through the palm. Let that breath go. On an inhale, release, extend the arm and the leg, blade of your right foot down, spin your right arm towards the back, rotate your hips around, lift and float your right foot. A couple of big circles with your right knee in each direction. And then once you've completed that, let your knees release down to the mat. The big toes are going to kiss, and we'll exhale, sink the hips towards the heels, bow the chest down, float the fingertips forward, press the heart down towards the ground. You're here for 3 inhales in this child's pose. So draw a breath in. Let that breath go. You can open mouth, sigh it out. Inhaling through the nose. Letting your breath go. Maybe even massaging that space between your eyebrows as you take your final inhale here and your final exhale here. Coming back to center, inhale, the hands slide, the heart lifts up. We're on all fours, knees aligned to the hips. Tuck the toes under, the hips slide back slightly. Lift those knees, plank pose to exhale, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, you'll begin to march or paddle your feet out. So go ahead and allow yourself to march it out, bend the right knee, straighten the left, switch it out back and forth. Say a yes with your head if you'd like, and maybe when you start to find that stillness and you exhale the breath, say a no here. Pause in this downward facing dog. As you pause in downward facing dog, I want you to observe real quick how your heels feel. Are they sinking softly towards the back end of the mat, or are they slightly elevated? If they're one way or the other, don't make a judgment over it. Just allow yourself to observe it. But what I do want you to do is press your heart towards your thighs, send your hips up towards the sky, keeping a soft bend of the knee if the hammies are really tight at this moment. Spreading your fingers nice and wide. You're gripping into the pads of the fingers versus the heels of the hand so that you don't cause any sensations or discomfort in your wrist. Take one more breath here, hollowing out your armpits. You'll let that breath go. On your next inhale, lift the heels up nice and high. Bend your knees generously to where maybe your heart connects towards the thighs. Looking forward, begin to walk or step your feet in between those thumbs as you exhale for forward fold. Inhale, you'll lift your heart, maybe even to the sides. And then exhale, you'll release and lower down. Separate your feet hip width distance apart or even greater. Bend those knees as much as you'd like. Grab your elbows, and as you exhale, droop your head down so there's little to no wrinkles on the back of your head. If you prefer to take your hands and place them on the skull because your neck is a little tight or tender, you're welcome to go there as well. If you prefer to take your hands and wrap them around your calves or your Achilles tendon or the ankle, you're welcome to go there as well. It's whatever feels best for you. You'll swing once or twice, and then you'll return back to center. Release your fingertips down to the ground. Walk your feet back towards one another. Stay strong through your stance. And as you inhale, reverse and rise all the way up. Circle sweep those arms out to the sides, up to the sky. Let your palms kiss over your head. Gaze is either forward or up. And then exhale, the hands come into prayer and at your heart space. Take a full breath in. Pull those shoulders up. Exhale, roll those shoulders back down. Perhaps a big giant smile if you're not smiling. And then inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Lean the body back for a soft heart opener. Inhale, your arms reach up, shoulders retract down. Exhale, fold the body forward. Taking your left foot, stepping that left foot back. Drop the left knee down to the ground. Top of your left foot presses into the earth for strength. Fingers float back. Inhale, the heart lifts up. Shoulders roll away from the ears, and as you exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down into goalpost arms. Maybe allow yourself to hug that left hip forward, right hip back. One more breath here, letting that breath go, and then inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, hands frame your right foot. Send the weight of the body back as you exhale and bow your chest down. If you have blocks, if you have books, you're welcome to place your fingertips on them if that's more comfortable for you. If you don't have either and you need something to create less length through the hamstring, you're welcome to lift up, and this may be where you're at. You've got 2 more inhales. One last breath in, a little belly lift, and then that last exhale to bow it down. On your next inhale, we'll rise back up, rebend that right knee, curl the left toes, lift that left knee, place that left palm down, and then inhale, extend and reach that right arm up towards the sky. As that right arm up comes up towards the sky, you're finding that connection as your thighs zip towards one another. One more inhale here. And then exhale, release and place that right fingertips down. Step your right foot back and exhale into downward facing dog. March or paddle your feet out and then inhale. Lift the heels, roll the vertebrae forward. You're in plank pose, high plank to on the knees plank if you desire. Elbows squeeze the side body. Shoulders shift forward, crown reaches forward, shoulders shift back. And as we exhale, we lower our frame all the way down. Take your hands beyond your mat. Create little cupcake protectors, or if you prefer flat palms, it's up to you. Slide the fingertips in maybe a millimeter. Pull the shoulders back and up, and then inhale, lift your chest up. It can be high, it can be a slight lift, whatever it is. One more inhale here, and then exhale, release it down. Inhale, we lift back up, and then this time as you exhale, your right shoulder dips to the middle of the mat. You're looking to the right side of the room. Inhale, lift it all the way back up. Exhale, left shoulder dips. You're looking towards the right side of the room. Inhale, work your way back to center. And then exhale, release the body down. Slide your palms back down by your breastbone. Tuck the elbows in. Curl the toes under, either high plank on or off those knees. And then exhale, downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, take a breath in. Let that breath go. Take another big giant breath in and let that breath go. On your next inhale, lifting the heels, bending those knees, looking forward, walk, step, or maybe trot your feet in between your thumbs as you exhale for forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift it up halfway. Exhale, we'll fold it all the way back down. Inhale, reverse and rise, sweeping those arms out and up. Exhale, elbow heads pull down, heart shines forward. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your fingertips down on the ground, anchor down through your left foot, take that right foot back, drop your right knee to the mat, top of the right foot on the earth. Slide the hands back, inhale, lift the arms and the heart up. Exhale, elbows pull down, we sink the hips low, we pull and hug this left hip back so that the right one gains length. Inhale, when you're ready, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down, they frame your left foot. Send the weight of the body back as you exhale, bow your chest down. Once more, if you need to be up high, stay up high. If you need to come down lower or you want to anchor just the peace fingers, that's fine too. Take 2 more inhales here. Letting the breath go, bending those elbows if they're straight, bowing down. Inhale, we lift up just slightly. And exhale, we melt down as much as our body permits. On our next breath in, we rise back up. Bend the left knee, sole of your left foot to the ground. Tuck the right toes, lift that right knee. Planting that right palm, inhale, that left arm extends up. Our shoulders retract away from our ears. We zip our thighs together, squeezing the pelvic floor muscle. Take another breath here. And then exhale, sweep your hand back, step back with your left foot into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, take a breath in. Let that breath go. On your next inhale, lift the heels, roll the vertebrae forward. Pause here in plank pose. We're gaining strength, building heat. If you need a release to those knees, release to the knees, but you are staying strong here for just 1 more breath in. And on your exhale, if the knees need to come down, drop them down and lower the chest all the way to the earth. Hands stay close to your breastbone. If your back is tender, take your legs out wider. If your back is fine, keep them as is or narrow. Inhale, lift up for a little baby cobra. So the chest fills up and as much of your low ribs as you can reach up, rise up. And then the fingertips float off the mat. You're pulling those elbows back. Your kneecaps might lift up for strength. Breathe in fully. Make sure you're looking forward and not to the sides. And then exhale, lower that all the way back down. Walk your knees if you need to towards one another. Tuck the toes. Pull the elbows in. Either plank on the knees to then off the knees or just off the knees. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. Take another big giant breath in and let that breath go. On your next inhale, extend and lift your right leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee and stack hip over hip. As you stack the hip over one another, you're sending the heart back. You're continuing to lift the hips up. Now, if you'd like, go ahead and trace a couple of circles with your right knee in one direction and then the opposite direction.
And then inhale, return to three-legged dog, or where you have your right leg extended. You can flex the foot, or if you prefer to point your toes, that's your decision. Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, tuck the knee in towards the chest, lift the left heel higher, look forward. Take your time as you step your right foot in between your thumbs. Pause here for a moment. Pivot your back foot at warrior two stance, or about an 85 to 90 degree angle. If the stance is too wide, slide that right foot back. Inhale, cartwheel those arms, rise all the way up. Arms are parallel to the ground. Your right heel is in line with the arch of your back foot. Take that gaze just beyond your peace fingers. Imagine fluffing pillows so there's strength here, and then reach the fingertips back. Strong glute. Take a full breath in. Let that breath go. One more inhale. Let that breath go. Go ahead and release your left hand down. Flip your right palm. Inhale, extend and reach for that reverse warrior as you high five that back wall with your right hand. Take a full belly breath in here. Let that breath go. One more big giant breath in, and then exhale, extended side angle, bend that right arm, cartwheel, and lift the left arm around and over. It can either extend directly up or maybe palm towards the front where you're gaining that side body weight. Try not to dump the weight. Instead, feel the shoulder retract. Take another big breath here. Let that breath go. On your next inhale, reverse that warrior. So we reverse the warrior. We'll exhale, cartwheel our hands to frame that front foot. Release and lower that left knee down, top of the left foot on the earth. Inhale, rise up for that low lunge. From that low lunge, exhale, our elbows pull down, our heart shines up. Inhale, we'll float the arms up. And exhale, we'll lower our hands to frame that front foot. Begin to send the weight of the body back as you exhale. Bow your chest down for that half split pose. Lean through the hamstring. A big giant breath in. A big release out as you sigh that breath and drop the heart down. On our next inhale, rising up, rebending that front right knee. Tuck the back toes, lift that back knee. Inhale, extend and lift the right arm up towards the sky. One more inhale here. And then as we exhale, release the fingertips down. Step your right foot back, exhale into downward facing dog. From our downward facing dog, inhale, roll into plank pose. If you need a modification, your knees come down. You can also take a round of cat-cows as your knees come down, or go into child's pose. Otherwise, elbows in, shoulders a hair over the wrist, and exhale, we lower the chest, the chin, and the rest of the body down. Inhale, we lift the heart up. Maybe you've lifted so much now that your hip points have reached up. If your shoulders are up, press the shoulders back down. Stay strong through your back by squeezing the core and engaging the glutes. One more inhale here in Cobra. And then exhale, release the body down if necessary. Tuck the toes, inhale, plank pose, honor off those knees to that high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Let that breath go. Take a big breath in and sigh that breath out. On your next inhale, extend and lift that left leg up towards the sky. Bending the knee, stacking hip over hip. If your arm opened up, meaning that this left side opened up to the right, can you drop the armpit down to face towards your right knee? And then trace those big giant circles with your left knee in one direction and then the opposite direction. Inhale, return into three-legged dog. Exhale, tuck the left knee in towards the chest, looking forward. Step your foot in between your thumbs. Pause for a moment, and then spin your back leg so it's perpendicular with the mat. Align those heels, and then inhale, cartwheel and rise up. Initially, you may be looking directly to the right side of your mat, but once you find your configuration, your form, begin to gaze just beyond your left peace fingers. Blur it out. That's your drishti or your focal point. Zip the thighs. Take another breath in. Settle into the space as you let that breath go. One more inhale. Let that breath go. Drop that right hand down. Flip that left palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior by sending this left palm to the back. Gaze is anywhere it feels right for you. Press to the pinky side blade of your right foot, creating that arch. One more inhale. And then exhale, extended side angle, releasing the forearm on the thigh. Extend and circle sweep that right arm up, and then maybe towards the short end of your mat. Shoulders pull back regardless. You're hugging your ribs on this left side around towards the right, almost like somebody's pulling you up so that you can extend and open the right side of your body. Take one more inhale here. Let that breath go. On your next inhale, reversing that warrior. The only thing that moves is the traveling of the arms. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame that front foot. Pop that right heel off the earth. Inhale, extend and sweep that left arm up. One last breath here, and then exhale, release the palm down. Step your left foot to the back as you exhale for downward facing dog. Taking our vinyasa flow, we'll inhale, roll forward into that plank pose, on or off our knees. Exhale, we'll lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, if it's halfway, tops of your feet onto the mat. Palms stay grounded, you lift your heart up for upward facing dog, or where you're on the tops of your feet and your palms. One more breath here. Let that breath go. On your next inhale, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, drop those knees to the mat as wide as you'd like. Big toes kiss, exhale, send the hips back, child's pose. If you prefer to take your arms, wrap them behind you, that's also an alternate variation for child's pose, so your choice. If you want to massage the skull or that place between your eyebrows, that third eye, rock your head side to side. Regardless of what you decide to do, draw a full breath in, letting that breath go. You've got two more inhales just like that, letting that breath go. On our next inhale, we'll begin to lift and rise back up into our tabletop position. From our tabletop position, tucking the toes, lifting the knees off the earth, plank pose to exhale, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, inhale, lift the heels, bend those knees, looking forward, walk, step, or hop, or trot, or float in between those thumbs as you exhale for forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift it up halfway. Exhale, we'll bow it all the way down. Inhale, reverse and rise. Circle sweep those arms up to the sky. Palms will kiss. Exhale, hands come into prayer and at our heart space. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go as you sigh it out. One last giant breath here. And then exhale, release those palms to your sides. As the palms release to the side, anchor down to the sole of your left foot. And on your inhale, lift the right toes up. As you exhale, pull the knee in towards your chest, balancing on just that left foot and wrapping your hands around the shin bone on this right leg. Take a full belly breath in. Let that breath go. Now you're going to find that stability and release the shin bone by taking your arms to the sides or to your hip. Begin to open this right knee out towards that right side. That may be all you do. If you want to go into that tree pose, maybe you drop the ball of the foot down to the earth and you kiss your right heel into the ankle of your left foot, or perhaps you slide it to the calf muscle. Your knee is the place you want to avoid. So this area right here, avoid. You want to isometrically press the foot into the inner portion of your leg so that you're not kickstanding your hip out to that left side. Third option, grab the ankle, bring the heel as close to the groin area as possible, and then find your tree. So you had bus stop 1, 2, or 3, or your own creative variation. Take your tree branches anywhere it feels right for you. You may even want to drop that right hand down by that right knee and extend and float the left fingertips over. So releasing our low back, if we release the side of the body, the lats, the QLs, those deep core muscles that are on our backside, you may find more relief. Find your focal point. We're just here, one more inhale. Let that breath go. On your next breath in, your palms can reach up, find stability. Palms together, hands at prayer and at your heart space. Either assist your leg by releasing it with your right hand, or if you prefer, just let go. So your choice. Step that right foot down. Give this left foot some love. The ankle needs a little twirl. The leg might need a little shake. Your hips may need a little shimmy. It's whatever makes you happy. Go ahead and set up once more. Stabilize through that right leg. On that inhale, the left foot lifts up. On the exhale, the knee tucks towards the chest. We wrap our hands around that shin bone. First, find your stability. So you're engaging your glute muscle. You're finding strength through your quad. You're finding strength through that hamstring.
If you're leaning back like your car seat has been messed with, bring your core forward, bring your chest forward. When you're ready to release, let go, arms to the side, twirl or open this left knee out. You're welcome to stay right here. You're welcome to drop the foot down coming into the first bus stop of tree. You can take it to that second bus stop if you're ready, or hike it up to the third face, your choice. All of them are correct. There are days where this one is impossible, and there are days where you feel like you could stand on this one right leg for an eternity, or maybe not an eternity, but definitely longer than normal. If you want to gaze up, gaze up. Or if you want to take that side bend, take your side bend. If the side bend isn't what feels appropriate on this side, maybe just bring your hand to your heart or angle the elbow, any variation. Create your own beautiful shapes. Know that what I say is simply a suggestion. There is a teacher within all of us. Honor her or him at all times. Take one more breath in. Let that breath go. Find stability and then inhale. If your arm is out to the side, bring it back up to center. Palms kiss, exhale, hands into prayer and at our heart space. Releasing that left leg down. Arms to the sides, releasing that right ankle. Give it a little shake, rattle, roll, and then find yourself, if you've moved, back at the top of your mat. On your next inhale, circle sweep those arms up. Exhale, elbow heads pull down, heart shines. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, plant your palms down to the ground. Either step back with right foot, left foot, or hop back into your plank pose. As you come into plank pose, elbows in. Exhale, shine forward, lower the heart halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, and then exhale, tilt those hips up, downward facing dog. Take a full belly breath in. Let that breath go. Take another big giant breath in and let that breath go. On your next inhale, extend and lift that right leg up towards the sky, bending the knees, stacking hip over hip. Press the heart towards the thigh, keep the hips elevated, and then inhale, extend and straighten the legs, squaring the hips. And as you exhale, you're gonna look forward and step your right foot to the right edge of your mat, so where your little pinky finger's at. Adjust that back leg by wiggling if you need to, and then coming into that lizard pose, getting deeper into our hips. You're welcome to lower the knee down, top of the foot on the mat, forearms down on the earth, or palms stay up. If you prefer to keep the knee off the mat, then you can keep that left knee off the mat. It's your variation of lizard. Find comfort here. Notice if you can keep the big toe grounded into the mat. Sometimes we'll open it up, and if that feels better for you, know that you can absolutely go there. But if you can keep it down, you'll start to hug this right hip into the hip socket. You'll gain strength and length through the inner thighs, and you'll open up the hips in a softer capacity. We're just here, another 2 inhales before we all release our knee down. One more breath in. And then we are all gonna release that left knee down. As we release that left knee down, now you have the option of coming down to those forearms or back onto your palms if you went all the way down. If you'd like to take a small bind to release the quad and the hip flexor on that left side, press through your left palm, lift that right arm up, bring that right hand towards your thigh. As that right hand is on that right thigh, you're looking over your right shoulder. This may be all you do today. This may be enough where you feel that length. If you need a little bit more, continue to rotate your heart. Now you can see that left foot. Curl the left heel towards your body. Make sure you're on the meatier part of your thighs so you're not on the kneecap. And then if it's accessible to you, reach back with your right hand, grab that left ankle. If you find it's too much, just let go. Just like we wouldn't run into a brick wall with our car, you basically want to do the same thing with your body. Reverse it. Take it back. Take another breath in. Let that breath go. Last one. And then we'll release. As we release, bringing the palm back down, curling the back toes, lifting that back knee. Walk your right foot in between your thumbs. And as you walk that right foot in between your thumbs, you go ahead and just dip the hips down, kind of resetting them. One more breath here, letting that breath go. Go ahead and step this right foot back as you exhale into downward facing dog. Lifting this right knee, a couple of giant circles in one direction and then the opposite.
As you take your next inhale, extend and float that left leg up, bending the knees, stacking hip over hip, same variation. One more inhale here. Exhale that breath. Inhale, extend long, squaring the hips. Exhale, step that left foot out towards that left edge of the mat. Pause here as you see fit for your body. If you're ready to release the knee down, you can release that knee down. Whatever you decided on, know that it's correct. You're listening to the inner guide, the inner teacher. As long as you're not causing any harm to your body, you're perfectly fine. You're able to pull in the breath fully. If you're restricting that breath, there's pain or discomfort that is not normal, then I encourage you to just kind of put yourself back into that reality check and find where it is right. If you happen to have that knee up, you're taking one final breath in. And then your exhale, releasing the knee down. So everyone release that right knee down. So you release that right knee down, coming into that deeper sensation. So maybe the palms drop down or maybe the forearms drop down. If you're ready to take the bind for that quad and hip flexor and opener, then go ahead, begin to press into your right palm, lift that left arm up, place it on that left quad. Curl the right heel in, reach back, nice long heart opening, and grab the ankle. Shoulders pull away. You're also, as you're pulling them away, bringing the shoulder blades together. So you're cinching the back together. Ground down through your big toe on the left foot if you're able to. If not, if you're opened up a little bit, that's fine. Take 2 more inhales here. One last big breath in. And then we'll release. Palms come down to the earth, curling the back toe, lifting that back knee. Begin to walk your left foot in between your thumbs. Just reset the hips, maybe dropping down. Take one last breath in. Look forward like you're about to run. Let that breath go. As the palms plant down, inhale, lift the foot. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Now lift that left knee, few giant circles in each direction. And then from that position, inhale, lift the heels, roll the vertebrae forward, drop the knees down, slide the hips to one direction, sweep your legs forward, circle them around so that now you're on your glutes. As you come down to your glutes, we're here for boat pose. It'll be 3 inhales and 3 exhales. And in that boat pose, you'll lift and spread the collarbone. Find your variation of boat. It could be here. It could be toes floating. It could be legs straight. Either of these positions are your choice. If your arms are out, draw a breath in, lift the chest up high. Let that breath go. We're prepping here. So inhale, long extension for a low boat. Exhale, tighten it up. You've got 2 more. Inhale long. Here's another alternate variation. Exhale, pull the knees in with your arms. Inhale, maybe it's right here. And then exhale, that last one together. When you're ready, hands wrap around the legs and you'll slowly roll onto your back. As you roll onto your back, you might want to massage the vertebrae by continuing to go back and forth. Just make sure your chin is tucked towards your chest or you're looking at the center of your body. When you're ready to rest, let your back release to the mat. As you bring your back to the mat, hands can rest on the kneecaps. You can rock side to side or you can trace circles in the sky with those knees. Whatever feels most appropriate for you. Switch the direction if you're taking little circles. Take a cleansing breath in. And then exhale, find stillness and sigh that breath out or awe it out. Lowering the sole of your left foot, inhale, that right leg goes up, a few circles, and then cross your ankle for figure 4. Gravity is doing some work here for us, so feel this right knee, right thigh get heavy. When it feels appropriate for you, lift the sole of your left foot up. It's at a 90-degree angle. Your hands thread. So this right hand goes through the triangle window or number 4, and that opposite hand goes on the outside edge. Interlace the fingers, flex all 10 toes to protect the joints of our knees. And then as you exhale, you can gently guide this left knee in towards your chest, and you continue to let gravity do a lot of the work with this right leg. If this is not enough for you, some people like to interlace their hands below their kneecap and around that shin bone. Close those eyes. Take big breaths in. Focus on the sound of your breath. Focus on releasing and letting go.
Return to your mantra. I am, fill in that blank. Maybe here is, I am strong. I am capable. So if it evolved, know that that's fine. If you forgot about it, know that that's fine as well. There's no incorrect mantra. There's no incorrect variation in the sequence or even in the movement of your body, as long as it feels appropriate for you in that day and in that moment. We've got one more big breath here, and then we'll release. As we release, we'll cross this right leg over to the left. We'll bring the soles of our feet out to our hands, and then we'll grab either kneecap, shin bone, ankles, toes, blades of your feet. This is where you get to play with the position of your body. So if you want heels down, you're great to go there. If you want knees out, you're great to go there. If you prefer to tuck the knees in, lift the toes up, squeeze the thighs. Shoelace pose. Everyone's hips are a little different, so this is where those variations that I offered, one may feel better for you than the other. 2 more inhales here. 1 last breath in. And then we'll release. As we release, those legs reach up towards the sky. We can wiggle those toes. Bending that right knee, cross that left ankle over. So we cross that left ankle over, thread that needle. Flex the toes. Gently hug this right knee in. Gravity is working with this left leg now. You're not forcing the tailbone down, but you are extending and reaching through your tailbone. Once more, tune into the breath, the sound of it, the flow of it. If your room happens to be warm, absorb the temperature that surrounds the skin. Use it as a soothing tool. Or if your room happens to be cool, absorb the coolness of the temperature on your skin. Soften the features of your face. So if you're clenching your jaw or you're squeezing your eyes tight, just let those relax. We've got 1 more inhale here. And then that exhale. Releasing the grip. Crossing this left ankle and leg over towards this right side. Grabbing the blades of the shin bones or the toes. You'll notice a release not only through the hips, but the glutes, your piriformis, maybe even your low back. The grip is as firm as you want it to be, or the grip is as loose as you'd like it to be. If the grip is firm, you'll notice that your biceps are engaged. So those arms are working at this moment. You've got 2 more inhales here. One last big breath in. Make it long. Make it last. And then you can open mouth sigh, release. Letting go of those legs, extend them up towards the sky. Allow a little waterfall action to occur here. And then on that exhale, tuck the knees in towards the body. Extend the knees out towards the armpits and take a little happy baby. Rock the frame from right side to left side or stay still. You prefer to grab onto the back of the legs. Any variation that feels right for you. You prefer to bring the soles of your feet together. That's an option as well. If you want to extend the legs out, extend those legs out. 1 last breath in. Wherever you're at, you're releasing. As you release, bring those knees in towards your body. Give yourself a hug. As you lift your head, tuck your chin towards your chest. And then you'll exhale, release the back down. Keep those knees at a 90-degree angle, cactus or to your arms. 1 big giant breath in. And supine twist. As we exhale, the knees release to the right side. As our knees release to the right side, go ahead and bring this left hand around and over, so like you're resting on a pillow. And then trace a big halo with your arm over your head and extend that left arm back towards that left side. Take the gaze, if it's comfortable, either directly up towards the ceiling or begin to turn your head towards the left side. Releasing and anchoring the left shoulder down. Breath in through the nose. And breath out of the nose. 2 more of those if you can. Each time finding softness, a little more comfort, maybe a little more squeeze. And then that last one. Let your breath go. Turn your head if it's over towards the left, directly up towards the ceiling. Inhale, your knees come back. When you're ready, you'll exhale, release the knees to the left. Roll the entire body over towards that left side. So right arm follows suit. And then trace your big giant halo around and over as you open the body. As you open that body, either directly looking up towards the ceiling or taking your gaze towards your fingertips. Eyes can close, the shoulders melt. Tuning into the sound of your breath. Thinking of your achievements throughout this 55 minutes we've spent together so far. Not gloating, just absorbing. Not worried if you didn't do what you had hoped to do, but encouraging yourself that what you did was perfect. Taking one last breath here. You'll release that breath, and you'll look up and return your knees back towards center. If you'd like to release the knees, or the feet down to the ground, let your feet rest on the mat, and then windshield wiper those legs for decompression of the low spine. Taking a full breath in. You'll exhale. Let the breath go and find stillness. Heel toe your feet back towards one another. Pull that right knee in towards your body. Bring that left knee in. Last breath in and out. And then we'll release, opening the heart on that inhale, taking Shavasana, or that final resting state of our restful pose, or that corpse pose. The toes fall naturally to the right and to the left side of the room. The arms rest to our sides. Our fingers curl at their own discretion. Let go of the Ujjayi Pranayama or any breath work that you're working on. Let your breath be its own natural rhythmic sound, its own natural rhythmic tune, your own metronome that guides you daily. Relaxing those eyes, softening the cheekbones, the jaw, teeth, and the tongue. Take a cleansing breath in through the nose, and you'll sigh that breath out. Enjoy this next moment here as a gift given to yourself for the time spent on nourishing, rejuvenating, connecting mind, body, and spirit. Allow any thoughts that enter to be acknowledged and to watch them dissipate like a cloud in the sky. If you need a few more moments here of Shavasana and rest time, know that you're welcome to stay as you are. There's never any rush. But if you're ready to bring that awareness to your space, begin by taking a full breath in through your nose and sighing it out. Invite movement into your body as you wiggle the toes, your fingers, your wrists, and then your ankles. Awakening the neck and the spine as you rock your head from right side to left side. Eyes can remain closed, or you can flutter those eyes open if you're ready. Taking stillness, bringing those legs directly towards the front, and on that inhale, we'll take that big good morning stretch. Arch the spine, yawn if there's a yawn in you, stretch a little longer. And as you exhale, you begin to release, taking those knees in towards the body, wrapping those arms one more time around yourself because you can and because you're you. Releasing as you see fit. Roll your body into fetal position towards that right side of the room. Make a pillow for your head to rest on with your right bicep. Bring the left fingertips in front of your belly, and then when you're ready, inhale, begin to rise up, finding a comfortable seated position, facing anywhere you'd like towards the front. Allow the body to settle into the space you're in, bringing your hands into prayer and at your heart space. Taking a breath in, and as you exhale, dropping the chin towards the chest, bowing to each other, to the journey we've shared, and to ourselves. The divine in me salutes, honors, and recognizes the divine love and light in each of you.